don't know if anybody told y'all, but you gotta live to learn in life. You don't become wiser by becoming older. You just become older. You become wiser by going through experiences. Experiences bring you wisdom. You can read stuff in books and makes you smarter, but if you cannot apply it to your life, it's not usable, you know? It's a fun fact. There's a huge difference between information that is usable and information that is not. It may become usable in the future, which is great. But, but anyway, you have to learn, you have to live to learn. You have to actually experience life. You have to go through ups and downs, things, good things, bad things, You have to, in some cultures, they believe, like, I believe it's the Buddhism culture, they believe that there's like an energy line. So like so imagine like this stable point, the flat line being like no emotion, like the least amount of emotional output from you with your experience in life. So it'd be like straight. So like now up here is like good times, down here is bad times. So they believe that when you experience a really good time, you also have to experience a really bad time, and then they try to get it to the point where it's like, that's the whole point of them, like not choosing an identity, like really not playing into their identity too much, not really expressing their emotions, and stuff like that, really outwardly or really passionately. They're just trying to keep their spirit settled in a way. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just an idea just to think about. That's all it is food for thought. That's just what they like to do. And, it's just nice to think about things like that and put it in perspective. But anyway, you got to go live life. You know what I'm saying? If you just stay indoors and you get to yourself to that middle point where like nothing's really happening, then you're not going to experience much life. You're not gonna really live. You're just going to be dying. Because we're all just dying anyway, every day that goes by, that's you dying, that's we get to experience living right now. So, but not everyone is living, people are stuck in their routines, and they don't break out of them, even when they're good routines, I find myself in routines and I'm like, man, I deserve to go have fun or, do something different, so sometimes it just takes you really, analyzing where you are at, how you feel, and what you really want out of your life. If you feel like you're not experiencing enough life, go experience life. Go do what you've been wanting to do. If you want to go somewhere, see something, if you want to go be a part of something, if you want to be in a certain club, if you want to, if there's like something you always wanted to go get and be a part of, like skill-wise or hobby-wise, like go do it. I can't express to you how much you need to go do it, because when you go through those experiences, so much happens. You learn so many different things when you are relating to things that you actually care about. And then when you find something you don't like, it's just as important, because now you understood yourself more and you're not out here like, I wonder if I would be great in that thing, not knowing that you really just completely would not like that thing at all, because you had to go down it to understand that you didn't like it, So like experience is everything. If you just stay in your house all day until you're old, you're just gonna be an old person that doesn't really know much. All you're gonna be is a person that's been programmed by their surroundings, because they never actually engaged. The whole point of being here is to be involved. It's to be involved with yourself, be involved with your purpose. That is the whole point of being here. We get to be, and we get to be together. We can do stuff, but we also have the beautiful thing of having our own souls and our own bodies that nobody can ever touch, It's a beautiful concept. But anyway, you gotta live to learn in life. So if someone's holding you back from actually going and taking that jump, figure out what it is that's holding you back, make the right moves to make sure that, you can stay stable and that you can go and experience these things without having to go through too much hardship, because there's always going to be hardship when you're going to experience something new, because there's going to be resistance. It's new, you know, it's new. You're not supposed to just know how to do things out the womb. But you are supposed to learn how to do them. And sometimes people have past life experience, where they have done these things so many times that when they do them here now, it comes to them easier, it comes to them faster, it comes to them more fluent. So you have to live to learn out here. Don't let no one tell you different. You know, you're not living if you're just stuck in your routines and you don't break out of what feels comfortable. All real growth comes from being uncomfortable. It comes from growing pains. It's called growing pains for a reason. It's not comfortable growing. It's all love, everybody. I appreciate you if you made it this far. I literally just make these videos to help out, and hopefully if one person, takes any of this and makes their life better, that's all that I really care about. I just want this place to be better. It's all love, everyone. I'm out.